Hello, welcome. It is July already, and I wanted to tell you what I read in June. I'm on summer vacation right now, as I mentioned in like my previous 2-3 videos, and I have a lot of time to be reading because that's kind of my job, and that's like also what I'm studying. So it was a month where I read a lot. So let's get started. The one that I finished reading at the beginning of the month was Monica Ferris and Then You Die. It's part of the Needlecraft Mysteries. I'm almost done with this series. I think I only have, let me see, Then You Die. Oh, I'm not sure. This is number 16. Okay, I think I have about 3 more books in this series. I started it 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago. Because I was actually sewing something. I was making myself a dress and I wanted an audiobook. So I put The Drowning Spool on Libby, and after that I was just a fan of the series. And I really like Monica Ferris's writing, and her writing pushed me even more into reading cozy mysteries. So if you like cozy mysteries that are about needlework, whether it's cross-stitching, crocheting, knitting, anything that has to do with needlework and some type of yarn, even yarn making, which is kind of the focus in this book, yarn making and dyeing it, then you might like this series. It's really good. Okay, next I read and I got an advanced reader copy of Burn the Sea. Oh, look at that. I got an advanced reader copy of The Ring Light of Burn the Sea by Mona Tewari. Guys, this book, I stayed up. What's new, huh? I usually stay up reading books. For this one, I stayed up, I think until 3 a.m. reading it because I needed to finish it. I just couldn't be able to put it down and fall asleep because I needed to know what was going to happen. So I finished it. It was 2 a.m. I wanted to scream. So much action and war. It's historical fiction. So it is based on Rani, Queen Avaka, which she was a queen in Southwest India. I still had to do north, south, east, west. Never eat soggy worms. And she was successfully able to resist the attacks of the Portuguese armies and the Portuguese, the naval armies. I don't know, they have a specific name. I cannot think of it right now. And she, I think, I could be totally wrong because I read it at the beginning of the month, but she was able to lead her city, her port city, for about 5 decades, resisting the attacks, resisting battles, resisting wars. At the end, she was in real life, not in the book. She was captured, but she died fighting. In the book, this Burn the Sea is the first one in a duology. So I'm very excited to read the next one, which I don't know when it's gonna come out. This one just came out this month, and I think if you like a good historical fiction with lots of action, lots of like pretty much on the themes, the self against the self, what is best for me, what is best for my people, responsibility, all of that, I think you're gonna love this one. I try not to diminish a book to simply calling it, oh, a 5-star read, but this book was one of the only 5 stars that I read this month. Next, I also got an advanced reader copy of Strangers Behind Closed Doors. It's set in the city at a hotel. It's a really fancy hotel with the first black head concierge in the history of the hotel. And it was, whoa, like just so that you kind of get a sense of what's about. A twisted thriller about a woman who vanishes from a luxury hotel and the detective who believes the case is tied to the unsolved disappearances of other black women in the city. Giovanni, so the head concierge, the first ever black woman concierge in this hotel, which is like, it's a huge deal for her and for her family as well, because her mom worked there her entire life, the protagonist's lives, as a cleaning lady. So she grew up in the hotel, she knows the staff, and she was able to climb her way into that position. And she's still being disrespected. So when a woman disappears and turns out it's a woman that she knows from her youth, there is footage of her having a very strong fight with that woman the previous night to her disappearance. And suddenly all fingers are pointing at her. But it's like, why? Like, yeah, there was a fight, but she was also involved in some other stuff. So what can she do? What can she not do? What will she not do to protect herself and the position that she worked so hard to get? It was a good book. Then I also read Violent Phenomena. This is a nonfiction book of essays. It's about how a lot of books translated are from the US into other countries, but it's just like English centering white American voices taken into other countries. But also, and this is something that I can attest to from the time that I was living in Mexico, it's how books that are not seen as like, oh, brave and victim stories and like painful stories, you know, the struggle stories, they are not translated from the other languages into English. Hence, evolving on that caricature of how a person of color can only be their pain. So many of the essays are about that. There's also an essay that really stuck with me. It's about this translator that she was put in a team of translators. It was her and a white man, and they were translating, I believe, South Korean fiction, but all the credit went to the white man, and she didn't get any of the credit. Let's try it again. My camera battery died, and it's darker now. The sun went down. What happened? So let's continue. I also read this book. I read it. I read a physical copy, a paperback from my library. Spooky New England. It was not that good. The author, they gathered stories from New England, but they were not that spooky, and rather than getting them how like legends are usually told, like with an omniscient narrator, the author made it so that every legend was in the first person, and they were not spooky like that, because the narration style was pretty weird. Like, oh, so in one story you are this child, next story you're this old man in a boat. Like, what's going on? I didn't really like that one. After that one, I finished reading another advanced reader copy. It's called Presence, A Hidden History of the Female Body by Erin McGlack. And it's pretty much a blend of that. It's nonfiction, but it's a historical account of women's bodies. And Erin, the author, well, I guess I should call her by the last name, McGlack. She blends the history, because she's a historian, with her own personal experiences as a woman, giving birth, breastfeeding, her experiences in the hospital, all that. And it was pretty good. It was interesting. I just thought that there was more, there was a lot more on the personal aspect of things than on the historical aspect, and how it's still affecting us today. It was okay. I think if you like this type of books, I say check it out. You might like it. Next, I read this is a YA romance, How Not to Renovate a Haunted House. It's this family, a young woman, a teenager, and her mom. They have to move to the East Coast because the parents got divorced, and the mom, she had to buy a new house with whatever she was able to get from the divorce. So she found this house, and turns out it might be haunted. I don't want to tell you too much because it's a really good book. I don't like to simplify a book to saying, oh, it's a 1 star, it's a 5 stars. But this one was 5 stars for me as well. It was really good. It was fun to read. I think I read it in a day as well. And how long is it? It's 336 pages. So I probably read it in about 2 days. But I know that I read it quickly. I was flying through the pages. So you might like it if you enjoy YA romance with like some sprinkles of spooky vibes and some horror, haunted houses. You might really like this one. Besides these books, as in like these are novels, like fiction, non-fiction, I also read this one. It's the American Short Fiction Literary Magazine, volume 28 from spring 2025. If you saw my video on my magazine collection, you know that I have a lot of magazines and I haven't read them all. So right now that I'm on summer vacation, I'm getting through them. And I read this one. It was okay. I think there was like 1 or 2 that I really liked, but it was alright. Other than that, let me get it. I started reading Berserk. I'm gonna put them here. The manga Berserk. I started reading them digitally through my library, and then my boyfriend told me I had forgotten, and he told me that he has the special editions, which like they're really thick. This ones, they have the deluxe edition. They have about 3 volumes each. So I'm reading this one right now. I think I finished reading volume 6 and I'm about to start volume 7. I'm almost done with volume 6. But I'm really enjoying it. One of my favorite video games is Diablo, like from the Diablo franchise by Blizzard. And I think my favorite one, it was Diablo 4. But after all the patches and everything that they did, because like there was some drama, people were like hacking it and getting everything. It was a whole thing going on. Well, the developers, they interjected and they were doing some stuff. Well, after they did all that, they started being like the very finicky with things. And they just kept changing things. They were changing the Paragon points. And so Paragon points are when you reach a certain level, you start getting some points and it gives you like new levels with new powers. So they messed around with the Paragon points, and I was like, I don't like it, because they brought down my level of my powers. They brought me down all the way down. So it was Diablo 4, but after all that happened, I think my favorite one is Diablo 3. But overall, Diablo is one of my favorite video games. I still like it. I think if I could afford it, I will get like a cosplay of my character. I'm sorceress. But anyway, this is about books. Berserk is dark fantasy, and I find it very similar to Diablo, especially like Diablo 3, Diablo 4. I haven't played the first two, but because that game franchise is also dark fantasy, so I'm reading Berserk and I'm loving it. And I know there's like 46 volumes in it. I'll look it up when I'm editing this, but I'm pretty excited to read all of it. And I went to Barnes and Noble the other day and I saw that there's a Diablo dark fantasy novel. So I'll see if I can find it in my library, because it was kind of pricey. But I kind of like fantasy, kind of don't. And it turns out that what I like is dark fantasy, which explains a lot. So if you like dark fantasy and if you like the Diablo franchise, you might like this one. Or the other way around, if you like Berserk and you are trying to get like into some video games, you might like the Diablo franchise. I do recommend Diablo 3 instead of Diablo 4, but that's just me. I'm very partial to that game. And besides Berserk, I'm also reading this one. The Internet is Our Bedroom. I got it directly from the author. My boyfriend got them for me. It's the two books, because the author, Rachel Moss, she was selling them as a pack. Is this one, and then Essays of Bedrooms in the 90s. I'll put it right here, so I don't remember the title right now. But I'm almost done with this one. I'm recording this on the 28th, so probably by the time June ends, I'll be done with this book. And that's pretty much it. That's all I read in June. It's, like I said, it feels like it's a lot because it is a lot, but it's a lot of it is mostly mangas. And this did feel like a lot because it's a lot of short stories. There's like 5 or 6 in here. But I think it's been a good month of reading. This month, in July, I'm going to be reading a lot more advanced reader copies that have been sent to me, and also what else? Probably some more magazines. And I have the other book that I got with this one, and I have some romance books that I want to get through. So not like want to get through like, oh, I hate it, no, but I have them in my TBR, and I've been getting distracted by other books, so I want to get through those books as well. If you have enjoyed the book so far, feel free to like and subscribe. It's up to you. It's your choice. But if you like bookish content and academic content and crafting content, all that, You might like my channel, and let me know, what did you read in June? What are you planning to read in July? I would love to know. See you next time. Bye.